you. As a courtesy to performers and audience, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jennifer Calland. I'm the VP of Communications here at the Colburn School, and I am so happy to welcome all of you to Colburn for the inaugural TonicCon. I think a lot of you maybe are new to Colburn. Could you raise your hand if this is your first time at the Colburn School? Oh, amazing, wonderful. Well, welcome. If you're not familiar with Colburn, we have music and dance education here for all ages, from 7 months old all the way through adults, all levels, all skill levels. And something that's really important to us at Colburn is the idea of community. And that's why it made perfect sense for us to partner with Tonic to bring together all the users of the Tonic app and really have this celebration of community that we have here today. So you're in for a very special treat today. We're going to be talking with the two founders of Tonic. So without further ado, I am going to introduce Ray Chen and Rose Xi. Please join me in welcoming them. All right, welcome Ray, welcome Rose. We're really excited to have you here today. How are you feeling?
Oh, I mean, personally, kind of a combination of exhaustion mixed with excitement with a lot of high-riding emotions. I mean, I was just out there in the Tonic stage in the plaza and just hearing all the people perform and just share music so inspiring. That was just an incredible experience. So I feel like I'm going to be like this for the next 48 hours. I don't even know how I'm going to sleep.
I'm feeling pretty high as well. I think for me, especially being in this hall, I used to take classes at Colburn back in high school. I did my senior recital here in Thayer. So feeling a little nostalgic, a little of the performance jitters, just because I'm used to that right before I play piano.
Great, wonderful. Well, welcome back to the stage of Thayer in a totally new capacity. So for those of us joining the live stream who might not know too much about Tonic, can you start by just telling us what is Tonic?
Yeah, so Tonic, we are reinventing practice. How many of you here love practice? Raise your hand. You love practice? That's because this is the Tonic community. You did a good job.
We thought we were going to get the reaction we always get. No, wrong crowd, wrong crowd.
Well, for the live stream, we're reinventing how you think of practice. We're trying to make practice fun, not something that's a chore. We do that by making it social, so we bring together this community online. You can play with others, in front of others, and we also make it a game. So that's probably what a lot of you love about Tonic. You earn rewards, you earn badges, you earn achievements. You can see your progress and your mastery all on the app. So that's what we're building today.
Well, that's quite an achievement because this is incredible to see these many people who think practice is fun, and it can be fun, right? But obviously what you're doing is working. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, how do you make it fun beyond what you're already saying?
I think it goes back to my own upbringing. You know, having made it this far, my parents did something right. They really figured out how to gamify work and practice into something that was filled with rewards. So what that meant was pure bribery. I mean, as a kid, my pocket money, as well as, I love video games, and my video game time allowance was calculated directly from my practice. I still remember, it was like 2 to 1. So if I practiced for an hour, I got 30 minutes of video games. And I think an hour, inflation has come a long way. I think I got paid like 25 cents per hour. So yeah, that was how I started. My parents just figured it out, and they were just able to really, I took that system and, look at me today.
Well, I think what everyone's wondering is, are your parents still paying you to practice?
No, not anymore. I'm paying them for all of the hard work that they have given me. And, that's the support, right? That's like also the other side of all of this is this incredible environment that I grew up in that I realized later on after all of the, the concert tours, the competition wins, and all of the album releases that not everyone has access to this. Not everyone has access to this incredible feeling of like support. And it all went back to when I was a child, just practicing, playing Suzuki method, trying to just get through each week to that next lesson. But my parents were always there. My mom would be in the kitchen, listening to me practice or doing whatever. And even to this day, I still remember my dad. He would be so great. He was like clapping with his hands and feet at the same time. He'd be like, yeah. And it was like an image that you never forget. But that's what I want to give. That's what we want to give to everyone, because not everyone has that.
Well, so obviously Tonic came from a very personal place for you. And you've already answered this a little bit, but I was curious to know, why start Tonic? What does it mean to you to have this available now to young musicians like yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really about providing access to that experience. What we just talked about, access to the feeling where support is there when you need it most. And usually when we need it most, it's usually when we're feeling very lonely, when it's not there. And so, being able to just, at the click of a button, just like be able to reach out for that support, it's hard asking for help. I mean, I do it all the time. I've gotten really good at it. And look at this event. It couldn't have been done just only on me. This is like so many of you out there. I see you all who have helped and make this into what it is. But now we have a way to do that, starting with practice and asking for help so that others can come support.
I totally resonate with that. When I grew up, I also played piano since I was 4. And I was very supported by my parents, but I've always wanted an audience. And you don't get to play in Thayer Hall every day. I still wanted an audience. I would go to hospitals or nursing homes, hotels even, where they have pianos. They have a grand piano, and I'll just start playing there.
You were the original public performance before the viral videos came out.
And I remember the cleaning staff would come and listen to me and clap. And I realized that really all you need is that one other person supporting you. And that makes all the difference.
Well, so Rose, let's talk a little bit about you and your background. So I think everyone knows who Ray is, very well known as a soloist, but you're a little bit more of an enigma to the Tonic community. However, I think we can all guess that Ray was probably not the one coding and creating this app. No offense, Ray, but...
I mean, I was building communities. That's what I started doing. But then, that's, around the time of the pandemic, that's when I met Rose. And, I mean, she's like an all-in-one. This is her second company, but she's also got, piano skills, serious piano skills. Is great at building and engineering stuff. See, I don't even know how to say that properly. And also has a black belt in Taekwondo, I learned recently. Yes, I love that. But that's when I found out more about Rose, but I'll let you.
Right, and Rose, so you built the entire iOS and Android app on your own, is that right?
I did for the first 2 years.
Wonderful. And you have an impressive track record in the tech world, as I understand. You're a Princeton alum. You've led teams at Eventbrite, and you've basically collaborated with the who's who in Silicon Valley. You co-founded Remedy Healthcare, raised millions of dollars from top venture capital firms, and now Tonic is the second company you founded. So tell us, why did you choose to work with Ray on this project?
Well, should I give you the real story?
Yeah, let's have the real story, please.
So we met during the pandemic in Taiwan. We're both Taiwanese. And when I first got coffee with Ray, we sat down. The first thing he said was, "Will you build me a website?" And that is the most offensive thing to say to any self-respecting engineer.
See, how many people out there knew this, that it would be an offensive thing? I mean, you knew this? Of course, but what? 2 people, you see? There you go.
We got off on the wrong foot. Very
Thank
much
you to you, the rest of you.
the wrong foot. But then, over the course of the next few weeks, Ray was really persistent. He wanted that website. And so we hung out a bit, got to know each other, got to know his community. And I think what I realized and what really stuck with me is that, who is this like haughty performer asking me to build a website? But in real life, Ray is one of the kindest, most down-to-earth, best community builder. And I thought to myself, I will build him a website. He is actually truly from the bottom of his heart wanting to do good for the music community. And so I built him a website.
Thank you. And thank you, Rose, for building us that website, building us all that website. That really started it all.
It actually was really fun working with Ray. We designed a website together. I was like, I'm not going to build a website and then maintain it for you forever. So I taught him how to write 1 line of code.
I knew how to update the photos.
He could update the photos. And over just working on that, we realized that we really enjoy working together. That two of us from very different backgrounds, we bring very different perspectives, different networks, different philosophies on what we want for our community, not just music, but also for the world. And through that, we grew a lot together. I learned so much from Ray. I would like to think he learned more from me than just writing 1 line of code.
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that was the thrill that then led us to starting to build Tonic.
Well, that sounds like a really amazing working relationship and friendship, and you're really a great team. So tell us a little bit about the history of Tonic. So it's been 3 years now, about 3 years now. I understand there have been, a variety of changes, iterations. I think it used to be called Pocket Conservatory.
Yes, well, it was called Pocket Conservatory because we had master classes, right? So it was like you could fit the learning, the conservatory in your pocket, and like that makes sense, right? Like Pocket Conservatory, yeah. I mean, I'm not a branding guru, but I to me it made sense at the time. But yeah, then we eventually like pivoted many times, but into trying out different things as you do with what I learned was the startup journey, the founder journey. But I think that the most crucial part of it all that really led to Tonic as it is today was listening to you all, the community. It was, I remember and we still do this, is getting on so many calls with many of you and just like asking. I hopped on so many Zoom calls. I paid for Zoom for that, so, because the conversation would just go on and on. I'd be like, oh no, 45 minutes is up. We gotta go, we gotta do more. And so it was like one of those things that I learned so much and relayed that back to the team. We learned so much together. And through that, we eventually came to what Tonic is today.
Every building block of Tonic was really influenced by every single person we talked to in our community. And we're glad that you love it.
Well, so then it's a lot of work building an app, going through all these iterations, developing this amazing community that we have today. So what was it like doing all this work with just the 2 of you?
Yeah, so I actually remember even like a year ago where we see some App Store reviews and they're like, the development team of Tonic is not responding. And I'm like, I am the development team of Tonic. Yeah, up until just a few months ago, it was just Ray and I building the entire product. We launched it a year ago. A lot of sleepless nights. Ray on support calls, Ray on customer success calls.
Yeah, I remember calling up Rose in the middle of the night. Rose, it's like, and I was, obviously it was day for me because I was traveling, playing a concert somewhere. And then I was like, Rose, the app is crashing. The app is crashing. You need to wake up. And she'd be like, oh my gosh, she'd like get out of bed. And like, I think by a certain point, the laptop was you just slept with it. You just slept with the computer all the time. It was just like there.
Yeah.
And you were ready to just plug in anytime.
Anytime.
The dedication. Let's hear it for Rose.
But it was so fun. And yeah, we grew really quickly too. Like sometimes the app was down because our like AWS server like exploded and we needed to pay them a few more $1,000. And we grew from just launching last year, we grew to over 100,000 community members, almost 200 now. So our global network is really exciting to practice with because at any hour, Ray's up, I'm up, and the community is also up practicing music.
Well, and I understand the team has been growing and you've had a number of people who have been collaborators and kind of providing support or ideas or advice along the way. So can you tell us a little bit more about how the team is growing?
I mean, this couldn't have happened without the incredible support from, I'll talk about the musician side, and all of my colleagues who have come together to, especially in the early days, I mean, like just a few names, like Noah Bendix-Balling, for example. You all know him, the Concertmaster Berlin Phil, Jasmine Choi. They're all friends, of course, but also colleagues that, especially in the beginning when you're, again, it's like kind of this, you need the help, right? You need the support. Who's going to be that support for you? And we were incredibly lucky to have these people who also believed in the same philosophy and the same belief that we share, which is, music is for everyone. And it's just better when it's shared. So all those people who came together to support us, Colburn, I remember when I first pitched this idea to Jennifer, hey, let's do this. You took it with such positivity and also just like, yeah, excitement, let's do it. And I've come like full circle. I've gone from like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like, naive optimism to like, no, how are we gonna do this? To like, now it's like, wow, we're all here. And that couldn't have been done without all the support of the entire community. So all of you all.
And our core Tonic team is growing as well. Up until a few months ago, it was just Ray and I. But as the community has grown, we've been getting a bit more sponsorship, a bit more financial support, and we're able to bring on an all-star team. We have Milena, who has put together all of the brand and all of the designs that you've seen for TonicCon, for all of the Tonic app. She's here somewhere. Probably
I think
backstage.
she's in the control room. Yeah, she's backstage.
Yeah, but the all-star superstar went to Princeton with me, did design and marketing at Google, and now we're fortunate to have her. I finally am not the only engineer. John is also somewhere out there. John and I are now building together, building the dev engineering team. Also built Twitter Live. He was at Twitter for many, many years, built community notes. So you are all well supported by the best in the Valley, and our team is going to continue to grow, and we're really excited to expand the Tonic feature set and the journey for all of you. I forgot to mention, I forgot to mention Pierre.
Yes, Pierre.
But you all know Pierre, because Pierre is more famous than I am in Tonic. Pierre was an influencer on Tonic, one of our first power users, And you all see him around now on Tonic. He's doing all of the community events, making sure the experience is great for every single person.
It's incredible. Well, the thing that comes to mind as I hear you talking, and a word I've heard used a lot just in the couple hours that TonicCon has been going today, is the word community. And when Ray came to me and pitched this idea, what I thought was so amazing about it was that it was an opportunity to take an online community and have them engage in real life. And that's very unusual, and I think that's amazing. And I think the fact that we're able to be the space for this community to convene is just incredible. And this is just the start. So this is your first TonicCon, but perhaps there'll be more. Perhaps there's other great things on the horizon. So do you want to talk a little bit about what's next for Tonic?
Ooh, some
We're going to reveal?
stealth features in the pipeline. So we've been focused on practice right now. We've built this wonderful community, this product, online, virtual world that you all love. Now we're going a bit more into learning. So what if you could play on Tonic as you're practicing? How can we make your practice more efficient? How can we give you perhaps real-life feedback from and access to the top teachers to give you some encouragement, to tell you maybe some other techniques to try out, give you a different perspective? Now, one of the things that I think that technology companies really get wrong for learning and music learning is that music learning is not linear. It's not like math. You can't just get a score for like how accurate you're playing. It's very subjective, and you really can learn from just someone with a little different perspective. We have this global community, a lot of perspectives. You don't have to be the best person playing. You don't have to be Ray to be able to make an impact on someone else and teach them something. You can learn from everyone. And so kind of with that philosophy, we are building a new learning feature set that will allow you to share your perspectives and hopefully be inspired by some of the live feedback you might be getting in Tonic from the community or from our faculty. So those types of features on how you can improve, those are in the works.
Incredible. Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say that sounds incredible. Can't wait to see it come to life. So thank you for sharing that reveal with us. It's very exciting. Well, now I think we're going to transition into a Q&A. We have some questions from the Tonic community. We're going to be looking at the chat for the live stream for questions. And for you in the audience here, I'll be coming around with the microphone, and you'll have a chance to ask questions. So please start thinking about what you'd like to ask Rose and Ray about. But to kick things off, I think I'll just start with one of the questions from the Tonic community. And it's a great question. Why did you name Tonic Tonic?
That is a great question. It's because Tonic, it's not because of the drink. It's because, I mean, it is an elixir of sorts, so we do like to joke around that we are your daily tonic for practice, for your musical journey. But it's because also that Tonic is the home key, right? So it's the do and the do, re, mi. The home key, tonic key, is where you come back to, where you come home to. And so it's your home for your musical journey. That's why it's called Tonic.
All right, anyone in the audience have a question? A lot of questions. Okay, let me come on down here. I'm going to come to you in the middle row here. You're lucky number one. And can you stand up and ask your question in the microphone so we can all hear you? Okay, here we go.
What happens after the Diamond League in Tonic?
I've never had to ask that question myself. That's like, what happens after the Diamond League, Rose? Well, I'm assuming you're in Diamond League. Wow. How old are you?
8.
You're 8 years old? Wow. I saw your hand shoot up when we asked the question, do you like to practice? You love it, right?
That's why she's in Diamond League.
That's why she's in Diamond League. That's why I'm not in Diamond League.
I
Well,
like performing more.
yeah, that's amazing.
Well, we will keep it a surprise for everyone who has not reached Diamond League yet on what happens after Diamond League.
But wait for us. We'll be there. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
At the end of the road.
All right, another question from the audience. I'll come to you right here.
Thank you for being here. My question is, what does a virtual concert in Tonic look like?
This is a great question. Do you want to?
That is a great question. Virtual concerts. So I know that, during the pandemic, there was a lot of buzz about virtual concerts, what they might look like in the future. I don't know if some of you have tried the Vision Pro and seen the Beyonce, Apple's rendition of what a virtual concert might look like. For us, our philosophy about this, and you probably, as you've used Tonic, have seen, is that we don't have video. We think that there's a beauty in sharing music where you are literally just connecting around your music. It's not about how you look. It's not about how you're performing or acting. It's about the artistry in that music and connecting with someone. And so what we believe the future virtual concerts will look like is that there will be a place for the real life concerts in the virtual world. But what we want to build are virtual concerts where you share your artistry in sound. You also share your artistry in the visual. You have your avatar. What if, in the future, you could have a stage that's underwater? That's actually in the works. What if you could have, any type of effect to go along with your music? What if you can create this visual feast to go with your musicality? So that's what we think virtual concerts will look like. There will be a place for them that's not at all a replacement of real concerts in the real world.
Yeah, we look forward to it. I mean, so often I get asked the question, what are you thinking of? What goes on your mind? And, I've done a couple of videos on social media where I describe what is going on, the thunderstorms, the hail that's hitting in Vivaldi's Summer, all of those raindrops that are hitting the ceiling. And those things will soon, hopefully, become a reality.
You can see what's going on in Ray's mind in the virtual concert of Tonic in the future.
Great. Let's take another audience question in the front here. I will come to you.
Yes. I find it very hard to, first of all, everyone that I play with that listens to me and that I listen to, they're all over the world. And yet they're so compatible. I'll find people that are so compatible and they're like, oh, I'm playing that too, but I play second violin. Oh, well, I play first. Oh gosh, I wish we could play it together. And then what we do is one of us would have a chance to play, the other one wouldn't hear, and they'd only hear themselves, and then we'd switch turns, and then the other person could play, and the other one can't hear anything but themselves. You know what I'm saying? So each person gets a chance to play it. But I wish we could do it together because there's such, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's so much interest in chamber music and meetups and, and you meet up with all these people that because they showed up and stuff. But I would love to play with some of these great musicians, but we can't. Can Tonic possibly?
You're already at the next level. For most people, it's difficult enough to share their practice because it's usually a very vulnerable thing. But you're already at the next level. You're at this is the equivalent of Diamond League, of sharing. I mean, you're already past that point that most of us have to work so hard to get to. But I'll let Rose speak more about the technical side of that.
Yeah, that is seeing into the future. We certainly want to be building a way for you to play together for chamber, for orchestras, even for bands. Playing together right now is difficult because of the latency issues, but technology will get there, and we will already have the community so that we can release those features as soon as we can.
So just keep practicing.
I will. I have one more quick one. How long is this going to be free? I know everybody wants to know.
Well, we can promise you that everything you are currently doing on Tonic is going to be free. We may have additional features on top of it, but we haven't thought that far into the future around that. But everything you are currently enjoying about Tonic will forever be free.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions from the Tonic community, and then we'll see if there's any questions on the live stream we want to answer. One of the Tonic community questions is not strictly speaking about the app, but I think a lot of people are curious about. So for Ray, what inspired you to pick up the violin?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, to rewind back to why I picked up the violin, I was 4 years old when I began. So at that age, you just kind of try everything. At least that's what my parents were able to allow me to do. That's the opportunity that we all try to create, right, for future generations. The experiences that we couldn't have. And for my mom, playing music, that was something that she started but couldn't continue because of her financial background, the family situation. So for her, it meant so much that she could give me and my sister, who also played a variety of instruments and has now, become a doctor, the other Asian profession, that it meant so much. It meant so much to my mother to be able to see me just enjoy that. So I think it was just me. I had a toy guitar, and I was playing around with it, and I put it underneath my chin and started playing with it with a chopstick. And then my mom was like, guitar, violin. And then I went with it.
Great, the rest
You
is
sure
history.
it wasn't because of the allowance in the video games?
I mean, I did try other instruments, and we had the same setup, but I wasn't very good at them. I found that I tried guitar, actually, and that was one of those things where, boy, it just made me really thankful for the violin, and my ability, the how comfortable I was with it already.
Ray, I know you have the Tonic stream chat open. Are there any questions there you wanted to answer?
All right, let's take a look here. While I'm taking a look, why don't we have another person
great.
in the
I'll
in
go
the
to the
audience?
audience. All right, here, we'll come to you.
So I have been voluntarily advertising Tonic in our local Suzuki Music School to a lot of parents and students, and I've been hearing a lot of great feedback from them. So I want to say thank you for creating Tonic. But we have a lot of the parents at the school, we have been asking a question, like how can we help our young learners to practice with a good practice habit using this app? Is this something as co-founders you will think about in the future?
See how fast we were to respond to that? Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing when you have co-founders who also have a musical background, and one who's currently I don't understand. I'm a double full-time. It's like also as a musician still playing concerts. So, having parents, teachers, in addition to the ones who are practicing, it's always on the forefront of our minds.
What are your practice habits that you've cultivated that you enjoy?
So setting goals for myself and for my kid before we start practicing, and trying to check the list one by one instead of playing through the whole piece.
I love that. That is actually what we're working on right now. Setting an intention, segmenting out parts of the piece that you want to focus on, and having a way to easily pull that up so that you can go through that each day.
Young man over here. Can you reach? There we go.
So, what is the highest level of XP League on Tonic?
Wow, another question that I never have to worry about. Oh,
Right now it's 10,
level 10.
which you probably are at.
Are you at level 10?
Not.
Not yet. Okay. I'm at level 7. What level are you?
6.
Oh my gosh, I have to practice. Okay.
Right now it's level 10.
Okay.
Questions on this side.
What instruments are you planning on adding to Tonic next?
Oh, we're going to have, our goal is to have every instrument on Tonic, but with that, we want to make sure that it goes together with all of the materials, all the people, right? You've seen that we've done a lot with, for example, flutist Jasmine Choi. We want to make sure that there are all of the learning materials that go along with it, the people that can support the community, since community is so important to us. I hope that there can be a Ray for every instrument that we get to work with as well, and that would be incredible.
We know we're missing a lot of instruments. We are working on getting them in. What instrument do you play that we're missing?
French horn.
French horn. Done.
Oh, what? Well,
We got you.
Rose definitely has that power.
Ask and you shall receive.
Will there, like, I also play multiple instruments. Would there, like, I kind of find it kind of confusing to, like, sometimes, like, switching back and forth. Like, would there be a way to, like, since I play a band instrument and a violin, and would there be like a way to like kind of combine, like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we've actually heard that request a number of times. Originally, when we thought about building this, and the reason why it's a little difficult to switch, is that we thought people would play one instrument, but it seems like our community is a lot more talented than that. So that certainly is in the works, and you'll find it easier very soon.
A question from the Tonic community. Did you design the Tonic studios yourself?
Directed at Ray, I assume.
Oh, yourself? Yourself as in Ray yourself? Or no? Because for sure, I have not designed anything except, I mean, I'm pretty good at giving feedback at this point. I mean, I'm good at giving design feedback. I can say, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't. But
Our design team is phenomenal.
Stellar,
led by Belena. And if you guys have seen the recent Zipper Hall stage in the app, all her.
Oh, I have a quick question here. B&A Bound says, would you consider bringing community members to test features and help explain what matters to us on Tonic? I'm volunteering.
Oh,
yes.
We have this group.
Pierre, they've got to reach out to Pierre.
They should reach out to Pierre if you want to help test the new features, anything that we just also talked
Get
about.
early access to the new features.
Talk to Pierre.
Yes, Pierre is around. He's managing the Tonic stage. Or you can email hi@jointonic.com.
Or Pierre@jointonic.
Pierre. Oh, you just gave out his email address. Oh my gosh. Yes, that was it. Pierre, P-I-E-R. No, just P-I-E-R. Yeah. Oh no, what have we done?
All right, let's take an audience question. I see you've had your hand up.
Finally. So this question is just for Ray, but if you don't really know, you could ask Rose.
This sounds like a test. What is this?
Yeah, it's a test.
Is this a coding test?
Yeah. What language do you use for coding? Is it C++, HTML, or JavaScript, or Java?
Multiple choice question. Eliminate.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not C++.
Yeah.
Because that's too technical, right? I know that. And, you know, I mean, I think I used JavaScript. I was on Vercel. What did I use? Was I right?
We are on, it is JavaScript, it is Vercel. On top of it's called Next.js, but the underlying is JavaScript, so.
Yes!
Wow!
Yes! Amazing, thank you.
You may or may not want to answer this. So I also build community, but my community might be kind of nightmarish for you. It's full of tiger moms. So our question.
A den of tiger moms.
So, but I'm not one. I actually don't have a hand in their music at all.
That's what every tiger mother says.
They're self-driven. I don't even know the scale. I don't play an instrument myself. So all of them have the question for me to ask you is, you did 6 months of E2s and scales only that you mentioned in masterclass. How did you, I guess, maintain interest?
Oh.
That's like everyone's favorite, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, this is just as a practice question in general. How do you maintain interest, especially when you're doing things like, I had to do 6 months of just scales and etudes to fortify my technique, which was because I didn't do any scales before, up until that moment. I was 14, though, at the time. So you're right, it was very difficult. It was only due to the fact that, I mean, my mom definitely helped me, but, you know, it was only because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she could be there to support me.
$10 an hour?
Sorry?
$10 an hour?
$10. and the system that we came up with, that's right. Yeah. But like, that was only because of my particular environment that I was able to do that. You're right. Like, anytime when like she wasn't there, I remember just like turning on the you know, I had a Nintendo 64 at the time, and just like going and playing, and it wouldn't have been possible. Like, I of course I wanted to be a violinist. We all want to sound good. We all want to sound our best, but the road to get there is so difficult without support.
I remember when I used to play in orchestra in high school. I played flute. We were going through it was like 6 hours into a rehearsal, and everyone was very tired. We were just drilling the same part over and over and over again. And our conductor, at one point, he said, and I remember this to this day, he said that every time you play any part of a piece or a piece, in your entire lifetime, you are only going to play that a finite number of times. Every time you play this again is just one less time you'll ever play it. And there's something very beautiful in that you should enjoy every time you play something, every time you practice. You can focus, you can do your best, because it's just one less time you'll ever play that piece.
Wow.
I know a lot of people enjoy both of your studios. Are you gonna open more of them?
Yeah, Rose, you gonna open more studios? You're gonna ask the same question to me? Have you been inside of Rose's studio before? You have? Whoa, she's like a rare Pokemon.
I like sing some sad love songs sometimes.
You sing?
Oh, we haven't been to karaoke before.
We haven't. That's a founder thing we gotta do, but how? I follow you. I follow a lot of people on
Follows a
Tonic,
lot
so
of people on
sometimes
Tonic.
I don't get. Next time you should invite me to your studio.
Well, we will try to open more studios.
Yes.
Yep. But thank you for the follow.
I have a question here from the Colburn live stream. Have you considered a feature where chamber music ensembles would be listed separately from individuals practicing? I've learned so much from listening to the interaction between ensemble members.
That's such a good idea.
That is a great
Thank
idea.
you.
Thank you. I think it's, let's see, the username is John G. Thank you, John G.
Thank you, John G.
All right, let's take another question from the audience. I'm going to come back here over to you.
I have two questions. The first one is a technical issue. No offense to Miss Rose. For some reason, my stage, like for how do you say I have the zipper hall, but for some reason it keeps changing into the one that I just unlocked. Which zipper
It's because you're progressing too fast. We have to slow you down.
And then the second question is, or a comment really, could I change my stage when I'm not upgraded or something? Or is that not possible?
Yeah, definitely. I'll come check out your phone later.
Oh,
Do some tech support.
And for Zipper Hall stage in Tonic, we had that as a limited time stage for the duration of the Tonic Challenge, which just ended. However, every single participant of TonicCon gets to have that stage forever. So that.
Wait, we had a question over here. Yes, over here. This, right there.
Right here? Okay,
I
great.
see you.
All right, here we go.
So I have like two questions. My first one is like, how did it feel to start using technology for something like this? Like, was it scary? And also, how can you use technology to network yourself as a musician and get out there with it?
Got it. Great questions. I mean, how did it feel for you to use technology? I'm also curious to hear your thoughts as well, but maybe I'll try to answer first. You know, especially as a classical musician, right? Learning, I mean, I've done a lot of things outside of classical music. You all probably know a lot of crossover stuff. But you know, when you start learning an instrument like violin or piano or French horn, there's just you start classical. That's just how it is. So that's why I refer to it as classical training. It's very steeped in tradition, and the whole sort of teaching system, the learning system is all steeped in that too. So you're right. Yeah, absolutely right. Using technology it's not the first thing that comes to mind when you are learning something that's so steeped in tradition. But for me, and in general, in terms of uncomfortable situations, I've just rewired my brain every single time. You know, have you seen one of those like public videos that I do where I'm like just approaching people or like just playing out on Santa Monica Pier? Like every time, that still makes me feel super uncomfortable. You know, that's like what it is. And I know that before, when I was playing in front of people, for some, it might be just even opening a public studio on Tonic. It's that same feeling, that uncomfortable feeling. But I get that as well. But each time, I know I've come to identify that feeling as growth, that's going to make me grow. And so even though it makes me kind of nauseous, and like a little bit every time I'm like, oh, do we have to do this? It's like, I know that I'm going to be rewarded. I'm going to be fulfilled. And so I seek it out every time. And it gets just a little bit easier every single time. Yeah. I hope that, thank you. I hope that helps you too. Yeah, I encourage everyone to seek out that feeling.
In Tonic.
In Tonic.
Public studios.
Public studios.
It's
Don't just
where-
do the private ones.
Hello, my
Hello.
name's Mary. I was wondering if it's ever crossed your mind to have, I guess, ambassadors of Tonic. So essentially maybe people who are active on social media, YouTube, what have you, who, you know, show their experience with using the app, but also like get the insider, you know, beta experience and things like that. Like, I don't know, that randomly came to mind, and I was thinking if maybe that's something you've considered or if it's something that is actually happening, I'm just not aware of it.
Mary, will you?
Yes.
Will you lead our ambassador program?
I would love to be a member or something.
Let's chat after. I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea. We've had a lot of support from our community, but a way to formalize that and give people that badge of honor as an ambassador of Tonic, we would love to do that. Let's chat.
Hi, I got two quick questions. First one is to you both. What is the most memorable moment or milestone or update in your founder's journey for Tonic? And the second one, sorry, is a little more personal. I am a string violin player and beginner. So I don't know if most of you still remember when you just start, it sounds bad. I have trouble keeping people in my open studio. So, so when I sound like a drowning cat, I really want people to stay instead of just leave, you know. So just wondering in like the next update, there will be some features to help us as the sounding bad musicians out there.
Interesting, like Instagram filters, but for your playing.
I mean, I think that, did you try talking to them? You do? Did you try speaking? I did. You do? And
no, most people are loving and encouraging, but there are people like just appear for 2 seconds and just like.
I see. Well, hopefully you'll meet a few people here at TonicCon, and you form a group. I would highly advise that it's about finding people who are at the same level in anything, right? Like whether it be learning violin, learning any sort of skill, is to form your group, and that's why Tonic exists. It's because before it was just so hard to do that. So when you, that's why we've been working on, and we continue to build new community features that allow you to find similar-minded, similar-level people. So that's something that, but definitely go around, seek out others.
Yeah. One of the things we thought about in building Tonic is that we don't want you to focus on like pleasing every single person. We don't want you to focus on the number of followers you have or like numbers in general. Even if you play and you meet one person and they enjoy it and you connect with them and you make their day, that's impact enough for the world.
Yeah. Most memorable thing, just to address your other question, in our founder journey, besides Rose finally caving into my website request, for me personally has been just like the journey itself. Honestly, like I've changed so much as a musician, from musician now to also musician plus founder. It's like I look back, oftentimes I'll be like, Rose, like especially in the beginning, I would be like, wow, I would have said this so differently. I would have acted so differently. I was unstructured, you know, because as a musician, you're like free-flowing, right? The structure's already there. It's written there by Bach, Beethoven, all these composers. It's already there in the institutions that we're a part of. It's already there, even as a soloist, in the frameworks of your manager, your record label. It's always there. You never truly have to come out and create something that's without a structure. And for the first time, I got to do that, and that was really cool. And I think that in itself has been the thing that is both most memorable and the thing I continue to be most thankful for every day. Thanks, Rose. Thanks, team.
This is a very memorable moment for me.
All right, last question,
Oh.
I think, or do we have? Or Jennifer, you're looking at the time, right? Oh, okay, you've got it. Sorry.
So what like inspires like your ideas for the challenges on Tonic? Like there was a rosin challenge recently, and like there was a 2-set challenge and a Mozart challenge. So I was wondering where you get those ideas from.
Just from my brain. Is that? Hi, I'm Ray. I'm responsible also for the challenges that happen on Tonic, and I hope they're to your liking. I mean, you know, they're just sort of these fun things that I remember. It would just be fun to do something together, to build towards a goal together, right? That's why it's this accumulative, giant XP goal that we can all contribute, and it just feels fun. I mean, we all have to practice anyway, right? Or that's the feeling that we often have. But then it's like, now there's more. It's always about finding ways to get that extra inspiration, that extra feeling of bonus in. And so I honestly, I mean, to answer your question literally, I just like kind of reach out to people. Hey, would you like to sponsor this next challenge that we have? Would you like to? I'm like out there just asking people if they are interested. And oftentimes it's great to see that so many are interested in helping.
We have some pretty big name sponsors lined up for the next few challenges.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stay tuned. I have like maybe 50 headphones in my apartment somewhere.
All right, interesting. So we are about out of time, so I'm going to close with a question from the Tonic community, which I think is the perfect way to end, which is, how does it make you feel when you see so many people practicing all at once?
It makes me feel slightly guilty. But it makes me feel incredibly inspired that we are able to provide this space for people. I mean, when I think back to myself, a space that I wish I would have had growing up. And that's incredibly inspiring to see that people are out there helping each other, supporting each other. I mean, I don't know what it's like for you, but we talk about this all the time where it's just that there's, you know, we always talk about, oh, we don't want to be in a space of judgment. But then here on Tonic, it's not that kind of judgment. It's all support. And I didn't really think it was possible, to be honest. The internet is a foul place, but it can also be incredibly uplifting. And so all throughout my life, my career, I've been trying to inspire others and use that force for good. And now, finally, you know, with the team, we're able to do this and beyond my own personal imagining. But yeah, I don't know what it's like for you.
So proud. So proud of every single person practicing. I actually, so my mom's on Tonic. She doesn't play music. But she will text me, when she'll text me like, oh my gosh, there are 300 people practicing on Tonic right now. And I'm like, Mom, I'm like developing, I see that. But my mom is so proud of the community.
Well, thank you so much, Ray. Thank you, Rose. Thank you all for being here today. And that concludes the Founders Panel. Please go experience some of the other great things we have on the schedule today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.